I wanted to share some last minute thoughts before we get into the first Illuvium Land Sale at the end of the week. And trust me, you'll want to watch and think about these things before you go and purchase your first plot of land. Make sure to stay to the end of this video, and I'll tell you when the best time to purchase your land will be. So to start, don't buy land expecting to flip it for a profit. The reason this has worked in the past for land sales in other games is that the land was underpriced and the sale typically happened in a bull market. People were having gas wars while buying these plots of land, which ended up leaving potential buyers with nothing. Once the land sale was complete, there were still people out there who wanted a piece of that land and were willing to pay more for it. Because Illuvium is going to have a Dutch auction where the price of the land drops over time, buyers will have an opportunity to purchase the land at a price that they feel is worth it. This means that if you buy a plot of land for a certain price, there were other buyers out there who chose not to buy that land before you and didn't value it at a higher price. So this means after the land sale, those same people are a lot less likely to pay more for that land than you did. One exception would be people who didn't know about the land sale when it happened and after the land sale decided that they wanted a plot of land. The best plan would be to buy for the long term and play Illuvium Zero yourself, or lend the land to somebody else to play. And also just to look at this like a long-term hold. I do believe land will increase dramatically over time, but short-term flips will likely not be a profitable move. So which tier is going to get you the best bang for your buck? By this I mean which type of land will fall the lowest during the land sale. I believe this will be tier 3, followed by tier 2. But let me explain. Tier 1 is obvious. This is going to be the cheapest plot of land, and there are many retail investors not willing to spend more than a couple $1,000s for virtual land. Tier 4 will be bought up by big-time investors, companies, and guilds with a lot more money to speculate on. This leaves tier 2 and 3. And because tier 3 will be priced out of most budgets, I do believe it'll fall the lowest, but tier 2 won't be too far behind. In the tier 3, we'll have an element landmark as opposed to the tier 4's fuel landmark. And most people understand the value proposition is to generate fuel on your land to sell to the main game. So this makes tier 3 slightly less appealing. The third factor to think about is what your gameplay strategy is going to be, and if you're going to focus on generating fuel or researching blueprints. And before I get into this, please consider liking and subscribing to this channel, especially if you're finding some value in it. Okay, so blueprints will provide cosmetic skins for the game, and will be researched on all plots of land regardless of tier. They will have the same likelihood of being crafted, and using the blueprint strategy for Illuvium Zero will be a risky play, but the gamble could pay off massively. If this sounds like the approach for Illuvium land that you're going to take, then you might want to consider buying multiple tier 1 plots of land instead of a higher tier. The best time to buy during this land sale. There could be some FOMO on day 1 with people who just want to buy a plot of land, get it over with, sit back and just enjoy the next few days. And there could also be FOMO on the last day, on day 3, for those who have been patiently waiting through the first few days, but the land they were going for never really hit their target prices. So now they're thinking, I need to consider paying a little bit more to get a plot of land before I miss this opportunity and the land sale is over. As for the time, I'm thinking in the middle of the night for Australia and during the Friday workday for the United States. With that being said, I'm predicting the best time to buy a plot of land would be at some point on day 2 between the hours of 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. UTC. If there are any other things to consider that I didn't talk about here, please leave it in the comments down below so that the other viewers can see it. I hope you're excited for this. I know I am, and good luck getting some land.